Well, in-memory computing has actually been around for a very, very long time, since about the 1960s. What's different today is that the need for speed and scale, which is a problem that in-memory computing solves, has just escalated. And what escalated it was mobile computing. As soon as people had these mobile phones, people started creating apps for them, and those apps had to communicate to something in a back end. And these back-end systems suddenly had to support not 50,000 users, but tens of millions of users. And computers are just not fast enough to be able to deal with that scale. Companies like Google and Facebook that have to support billions of users, they have to do it in memory. The only way you can access data and be able to process information of that scale and to be able to deliver that kind of speed is to distribute the workload across a lot of commodity servers and put the data in memory where you can access it between 5,000 and 1,000,000 times faster. So what's happened in the last probably 7 or 8 years is the demand for that kind of speed and scale has escalated. Virtually everything we do today in computing requires that, because computing has become pervasive. Everybody carries computers on them. There's computers in your clothing, there's computers in the supply chain, there's computers in products. All of them are generating data. And so we're dealing with billions of pieces of information that has to be processed now, not tens of thousands. Typically, there are two drivers for in-memory computing. Either existing large corporations that are suddenly not able to scale or deal with the speed demands, so their SLAs are being missed. So that creates demand for, not 2x performance, but 100x performance requirements. And in-memory computing then has to be implemented, because that's the only way you can solve the problem. And what's beautiful about the technology that GridGain has built is that it slides into existing infrastructure. So in most cases from the competition, you have to replace your existing databases, you have to replace your existing applications. With GridGain, you just slide it in, and it works with your existing applications and your databases, so you can actually achieve in-memory computing speed and scale without having to replace your systems. And also, we're open source. And by being open source, it means that you can start with a free version of the product. It's called Apache Ignite. And so you don't even have to pay any money. You can get it for free and get tremendous performance without replacing your infrastructure. In virtually every other case, with other technologies, you have to either add on very expensive proprietary technology or replace your existing technology. Think big. Think very, very big. You have to go after a very large market. The likelihood of you capturing all of that market is small, so you need to be successful by capturing a small piece of that market. And if you execute really well, you might capture a large piece. But you want to be a big company and have a big idea that scales. So the only way to do that is to go after a very big market with a great idea. It feels great, of course. Who doesn't want to be on the Tech Growth 50 list? And we're very proud of being on the list. GridGain in the last year has been awarded the second fastest growing company in Silicon Valley. We're now on the Tech 50 growth list. We were named to the Inc. 500 list. So the company has been executing very well, and we have a fantastic group of employees that we're very proud of, and they're more responsible for this growth and success than I am. So thank you to all of them. It's meeting people. Meeting both venture capital firms as well as other CEOs and other employees from companies. It's the only way you really learn in this industry, is you have to talk to people, you have to share experiences, you have to see what's working and what's not. And things change. Things change every year. So what you thought you knew last year might not be the right information this year. So you have to stay connected, and you have to stay up to date. And these conferences, and particularly this conference, I thought was very, very good for that.